Last week we had Clement Yang, the producer and composer of the opening track Shine, to talk about his music production and to give tips on how to be empathetic towards people with troubled minds. Today we have Lee, the lyricist of Shine, and she will be talking about her own struggles with mental illness.
All right, Lee, tell us how you came to be involved in the 3M Music Collective.
So, when Eileen spoke to me a very early stage actually regarding this project that she kind of had brewing in her mind, I thought it was a really good idea. It was very novel and something that I've not heard been done before. Then to my horror, when she started planning it out, she asked me to write her lyrics, and of all things to the first song, not one of the songs that you can kind of hide it. Honestly, being completely terrified, I really wanted to say no, but when Eileen's asking you to do something, it's usually a really good idea to say yes. I'm very good friends with Eileen and her husband. I actually met Ben before I met Eileen. And throughout the years of friendship, we've had many conversations about mental wellness. Very early on, before I knew Eileen well, I used to share very openly about my experience or my, at that time, current struggles with Ben. And he was always very empathetic, a very good listening ear, always knew what to say. So when this came out, it really did feel as if there is an opportunity to do something that is beyond and above yourself. So I know it sounds very noble, but it really did feel that this was a good chance for us to do a bit more about it.
You have, of course, had your own experience with mental health issues.
Yes.
So can you talk a bit about it?
When I was 22, it started from one night. I didn't dare to sleep because I felt that if I fell asleep, I wouldn't wake up. I started focusing on my breath as if I needed to consciously take the next breath. And then I started feeling really panicky and I went to the ER. After that, I found out that I had what we call the generalized anxiety disorder. Contrary to what it sounds like, it's really more than just being kanchong all the time.
Yeah. You're conscious even of your own breathing.
Yeah, as if you stopped caring, you would just not breathe.
Right.
So then obviously it made it very scary to sleep.
Right.
When I was diagnosed, I was also told I had mild depression. But I was very young, I was 22. I had relatively supportive friends and family, so that helped a lot through lots of treatment with my therapist and my psychiatrist at that time was Alexandra Hospital. It got very well under control. We in fact managed to even overcome one of the biggest isolated phobias I had, which is the fear of flying. So for me, I actually missed a lot of career opportunities for that before. And because I could overcome the fear of flying, I managed to pursue a career that I really, really liked. 2 years ago, I was involved in a car accident. I got hit by a bus and lived to say it. I thought, with everything that was happening in my life at the time, maybe I just needed to go back to see a psychiatrist and therapist to get it back under control. That was where I was told that I actually also had PTSD. Due to from the accident, right. Yes. And the first aider, he called the SCDF and he was reporting that I had an open collarbone fracture, and I was like, oh, do I? And I wanted to look, and he did, he literally held my head away and he goes like, don't look. I remember being upset because I had quite a nice pair of shorts on and it was bloodied. Then I realized that I had a huge scrape on my thigh. So I also learned that paramedics are really, really awesome, and that you only take 6 minutes from Geylang Bahru to Tan Tock Seng Hospital. So I went through about an hour and a half in the A&E. It's really like what you see on TV. I had a huge swarm of doctors, a couple of nurses, I think, trying to save a life. I had to go for surgery. Now, remember earlier I was telling you that I had issues falling asleep. This is a huge issue I still have today. The orthopedic surgeon came to me around, I think, 11 p.m. of the first day. And he's like, okay, you need to go into surgery. We need to pop this back in. It's a relatively easy procedure. We do this all the time. And I started bursting into tears. And it was such a difficult decision for me to take because going under GA was so scary. And he said this, I will never forget that he said this. He said, bravery is not having the courage to do things that you know you can. It's the courage to do things that you know that you're afraid to. And that was that moment where I knew that I had to go and take the chance. The statistics were on my side. That's how I cope with data.
Right.
But it was, fear is not rational. You know you're afraid.
Right.
So maybe it was a good thing that I've been having depression and anxiety since I was 22, because I learned to quantify this for a very long time.
Right.
Fear is not rational. That I had better coping mechanisms than somebody who had to go through it for the first time.
You really had a playbook for that.
kind of. You know, having the PTSD, and the PTSD interacted with my anxiety and depression and made it very interesting.
Right.
Academically, it's really interesting. When it's happening to you, it's very frustrating.
Right, because you're on the receiving end of all that love, right? So, yeah.
Lee's struggle is real, and everybody has their ups and downs, but we need to find ways to cope with that. In the next episode, Lee will continue to share her experiences with us. Like, how can she recognize triggers for panic attacks? And how can friends help when such triggers occur? Thank you for watching, and please join us for the next episode.